Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Marincess Yugioh deck profile for post-Maze of the Masters. We got the new Trickstar Aqua Angel in the latest Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set, which is also treated as a Marincess card. So with it, we are able to make full use of it in this deck just for the added power that it can provide to the link setup that the Marincess deck is meant to do. I'd say Marincess are definitely my favorite over Trickstars and Marincess, the two decks used by Blue Lady, Blue Angel, whatever you want to call Zizen's deck that she used in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrain series. But like I said, this is a very good card in the deck. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the main deck monsters, we're running 3 copies of the new Trickstar Aqua Angel. This card's always treated as a Marincess card. Link monsters this card point to cannot be destroyed by battle. You can also only use each of the following effects of Trickstar Aqua Angel once per duel. If you control a Trickstar Marincess monster or Marincess monster, you can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard as link material, you can look at all cards in your opponent's hand and all set cards they control. So this is just added, way to see what your opponent's using before you go out with your Marincess plays, but also having the added protection for this card and your Marincess monsters, because we have some bigger Marincess monsters that make it as they're the only monsters that your opponent can attack into. So for the fact that we can make your Aqua Angel unable to have that monster be destroyed by battle makes all the bigger of a Marincess wall against your opponent. And then you can only use each of the following effects once per duel, but still having an easy special summon. And there are other ways to summon out Aqua Angel back onto the field with some of our other Marincess monsters as well. We're also running the additional 3 of copies for some of our other Marincess monsters. For those monsters, we're running 3 copies of Marincess Blue Tang, having the added send power of a Marincess monster from our deck to the graveyard when it's normal or special summon. And if it's used for the link summon of a water monster, you can activate cards from the top of your deck, 3 of them, and then add 1 Marincess card from among them and shuffle the rest back into the deck. You can only use each effect once per turn, but you have setup power in the graveyard and then search power when you use this card for a link summon, which we have plenty of link 1 options for our Marincess card. So this is just a 1 card setup for a good majority of those. 3 copies of our Marincess Seahorse as well. If you get special summon this card from your hand to a zone a Marincess Link monster points to, you can only special summon this card once per turn this way, and during your main phase, except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to special summon 1 water monster from your hand. So you can use your Seahorse as another means to summon Aqua Angel to the field because it is a water monster to do so, and your only limit is water monsters, but it still counts as Marincess even if we were limited in that way. We're also running 3 copies of our Marincess Spring Girl, having the special summon of this card by banishing a Marincess monster from our graveyard. And then if this card is sent through the graveyard for the link summon of a water monster, you can send cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of Marincess monsters you control. And if a Marincess card was sent, you can inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each Marincess card sent also. Lower numbers for the Marincess cards we run include 2 copies of Marincess Pascalis. With this card, if it's normal or special summon, you can special summon 1 Marincess monster from your hand in defense, except for Marincess Pascalis. And then also during your main phase, except the turn was sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to target a Marincess spell or trap in your graveyard, adding it back to your hand. Having another level 4 option makes it all the easier to then go for our rank 4 Xyz plays with this card into Bahamut Shark, or just use it to extend our additional plays, summoning out an additional Marincess monster from our hand to the field. And even if our opponent does hand trap this card, we at least have the option to still go into a link 1 play, as I mentioned before. 2 copies of Marincess Mandarin for the added special summon power if you control 2 or more Marincess monsters while it's in our hand or graveyard, but you just banish it when it leaves the field. So that's why we run 2, so we always have that extra resource as an additional card to send to the graveyard off of Blue Tang to summon back when we get our link 2. And then lastly, for the Marincess monsters, 1 copy of Marincess Basilamia. With this card, if a monster you control will be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead, and also you can banish a Marincess trap from your graveyard to add 1 Marincess trap with a different name from your deck, but this is mostly just used as a protection card since we only run the 1 Marincess trap in the deck to begin with anyway. We're also running for the hand trap lineup 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, just the hand trap of choice to use in the deck along with our other lineup. I'm going back and forth between Ghost Mourner and Effect Veiler for this spot, so if you want to run 3 Ghost Mourner or 3 Effect Veiler, it's your choice with this spot, with the final spot being the 3 Nibiru, just a great response to your opponent if they happen to go first against us. And then for the spells, 2 copies of Marincess Dive. You activate one of the following effects for the rest of this turn. After this card resolves, you cannot special summon except for water monsters. You target one non-link Marincess in your graveyard, special summon it. Or if a Marincess Battle Ocean's in your field zone, special summon one Marincess from your deck. So just added special summon power from the graveyard or the deck, depending on if you have Battle Ocean to do so as well. The 1 copy of Battle Ocean, we really run the 1 copy of this card because it can be searched off of our Marincess Sea Angel, being able to search out a Marincess spell off of this link monster, having the added equip power every time we summon out a Marincess monster, thanks to this card as well. And then more of the generic lineup includes 2 copies of Pot of Desires because we run a good majority of all the different cards, including the new boss monsters. So if we end up banishing 1 or 2, as long as we have the 1 additional copy to make use of with the graveyard plays, then 2 copies of Desires is good just for hand consistency. The 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet for making use of the Marincess cards we equip onto our link monsters with our Battle Ocean. So we can send those cards off to the graveyard with Droplet, having them count as monsters to stop any of our opponent's card effects and not be able to activate monster effects in response. The 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent as well to finish off the spell lineup, with our traps being the 1 copy of Marincess Wave. We run the 1 copy of this because, once again, it can be searched off of one of our other cards we run the deck, this one being Marincess Coral Triangle. And lastly, the 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, just the additional hand trap to run with our monster lineup in the deck. We only need so few Marincess cards, so the good majority of other cards in this deck for a competitive version can just be mostly hand traps. For the extra deck, for the Link monsters, 2 copies of Marincess Blue Slug. With this card, needing 1 level 4 lower Marincess monster. If it's Link summon, you can target a Marincess monster in your graveyard, except for Blue Slug, add to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except for water monsters. You can only Link summon Blue Slug once per turn this way. It's the add back power and the recycle power you can make use of with this card that makes it quite useful in the deck for that added playstyle as well. Just being able to special summon and set up plenty of cards using this one alone. The 2 copies of Sea Angel, being able to search out our Marincess Dive or our field spell, depending on which one we may need. If we already have one or the other, then we use Sea Angel to search out the other one. 2 copies of Coral Anemone for the added special summon power from the graveyard. As I said, this card can be pretty ideal for summoning out Aqua Angel after we use its once per dual special summon play. And then also the 1 Coral Triangle for the added banish special summon of other link monsters from our graveyard, and the Trap Search. Marbled Rock for more add back power and protection of our Marincess monsters. The 1 Area of the Water Charmer, and the 1 Splash Mage to finish off the lower link generic water monsters as well, with our bigger link monsters being the 1 Aqua Argonaut, the 1 Great Bubble Reef, the 1 Zelantis as well. The bigger Link 4 monsters having the Banish and Destruction power of Zelantis, the Special Summon Banish power of Bubble Reef, and then the added Battle Protection and Spell and Trap negation of Aqua Argonaut. With the rest of the extra deck being 1 copy of Bahamut Shark and the 1 copy of Totally Awesome, just with the easy level 4 monsters to be able to overlay into our rank 4 Bahamut Shark, and then being able to summon out our Totally Awesome as well. As for some of the go-to plays in the deck, we have the added setup now with the Blue Tang target being able to potentially be the send and setup of our Aqua Angel in the graveyard. So with this play, we have a monster that can be used as an additional special summon power from the graveyard for that added setup. It all depends on if we have another card in our hand or not. It's 1 new extender, and that's what's important. If we have something like Seahorse in our hand, then we'll send off the Aqua Angel. Vice versa, if we have Aqua Angel, then we'll send off the Seahorse. So with this play, if we send Aqua Angel off of the Blue Tang, we can then go for the Link 1 play into our Blue Slug, having the add back power of Blue Slug, the search off the top of the deck to potentially add another Marincess card, all the benefit depending on the top 3 that we could potentially reveal off of this card. Then we could use the add back power of Aqua Angel to add this card back to our hand. Not only do we have the special summon of the Seahorse in our hand, we also have the special summon of the Aqua Angel. It just extends more and more of those plays, having the option, if it's sent to the graveyard as link material, to look at our opponent's hand, seeing if they have hand traps to use against us before we go into any of our bigger major plays. Then we can use the Aqua Angel and the Blue Slug, or if we want to, before that, keep this card on the field, go for the linker over here, using that same card for another link summon of Sea Angel, using this card to then grab our Battle Ocean, and then from there we can go for the link 2 of our Anemone enemy, using the anemone this time to summon back that same Aqua Angel. Keeping this one on the field now for the battle protection with our Link monsters, we can just continue to extend up our Link play for the added monsters to summon out. Make sure you set your Battle Ocean as well, because then when you bring out your bigger Link monsters with this play, you'll be able to equip them onto your additional monster with the use of the Battle Ocean as well. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, I really do love Marincess and very happy we finally got the Aqua Angel to use in the deck as well for added extension for all of our plays. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.